So you just saw Dave taking me out with a few of the different what we call entries for the punches. And what's the important aspect of having these different entries? Generally, I like to say these are 3 ways that you can conquer a punch or really anything that's incoming towards you. It could be a straight line, or it could be more of a haymaker or roundhouse type punch. All those different pieces, the vectors of the attacks themselves, the angles of the attacks are going to be part of what dictates how you respond to the situation. So we'll take the first one, or I'll say it this way. Since we have 3 that we're talking about, we have completely on the outside, we have completely on the inside, and we have the split. So what each looks like is if a straight punch were to come through and he's punching me right in the face, I want to go completely to the outside of his body. I can step this way or I can rotate. That part isn't the important aspect of this right now. The important aspect is you are on the outside of his body with both your arms on the outside of his body. Cool? So the second one being, this is where it could be more of a straight or it could be one of these hooking type punches. And we go completely to the inside between his 2 arms. All right, so outside, we're looking to the outside of his arm and towards his back. Inside, we're referring to inside his 2 arms. Cool? And so the split, usually best for a straight, not a hooking type punch. And we're going to step towards that outside, and we're going to have one arm on the outside and one arm on the inside. So how do each of those work? Let's go ahead and break down. Let's switch sides. Mm-hmm. So on this one, if we're going to go completely to the outside, and I'll just show the examples that you saw Dave do at the beginning of the video. So the first we get to the outside of the body. He's stepping in, I'm stepping a little bit, which puts me in this nice area, approximately at where his shoulder meets his back, okay? Or I guess the shoulder always meets the back, right? So where the arm meets the back at the shoulder, cool? In Kempo, they call it the zone of obscurity. So from this position, I happen to have both arms up or vertical, and what I'm going to use with my left hand, I'm on the outside of his right arm. The left arm, I'm going to club the back of his head with my forearm because it is like my own little baseball bat that I get to carry around with me everywhere. So I'm clubbing the back of his head, and at the same time, I'm letting my arm sort of wrap around like it's a big heavy rope, and I want to try to catch under his chin, whether I do it with my fist, my fingers, just my thumb, whichever works for you best in the moment as you do your training. The idea is club him in the back of the neck, hook under the head, and then make an arc with his chin, and then I will be stepping back with my left foot at the same time. That's one of the ideas that you can do with the complete outside. So we'll do it again. And of course, if you want to add anything else, stomping on the ankles or knees, kicking to the groin, crushing the eye socket with your foot, whatever works for you at the moment, perfectly fine. So now we'll take a look at the fully on the inside version that Dave did. So as this one came through again, he steps towards us, we step towards him. In this case, again, the arms are primarily vertical. The left arm in this case is connecting with the inside of the right arm. It's a shield to the left side of our head. And we are going to come up, in this particular instance, this is not the only way to do things, feel free to experiment. Coming with a vertical rising elbow to the chin or neck area, which would nicely stop most people if you had them hit them that way. And then since we're here, we just dropped back straight down on the sternum or the top of the clavicles, depending on what target of opportunity is open to you, right? So from there, and then I just went ahead and we hooked that right hand behind the head, and then again, took his head through a downward spiral as I step out of the way with this right leg. Again, all of these are mere examples of things that you could be doing. So again, we come to the inside, we lift that with the elbow, drop, hook. You can get this little inside, you can insert this shot, I should say it that way. You can insert this, again, forearm / little fleshy baseball bat into the side of his neck, hook behind the head, and then spiral him down. This is an example of what you can do on the inside entry. So the split entry one that we had showed, again, so this was more for the straight punch. I'm going to slide my left foot stepping out, but this time maybe I was late moving for whatever reason, so I wasn't able to get fully to the outside. I couldn't get as deep as I want to that zone of obscurity or that back shoulder area. So now my left hand, in this case, mostly vertical, shielding the right side of my head or face from his arm, while the right one it's like you're reaching up and saying hi to somebody right under the chin. So this particular path of movement is very similar, arguably the same as the elbow that we just did. And it gets sort of the same response. Good job. Like Dave was saying, it's the same response from him, right? So we shield here, we drive him back this way. Now, what I had him do from here, and again, you could leave it that way, or you could do all sorts of manner of things, but in our example was here, then I wanted to collapse his right arm by hugging myself, basically. Once I'm saying, hi, I'm just gonna hug myself. I'm gonna bring my arm to my chest and fold his arm at the same time, which brings his head nice and close to me. And then I just take this left hand that was defending or protecting my head from his right arm. And I'm just gonna basically lay it across the right side of his head and make a spiraling circle behind me. Again, since my left foot is in front, I'm gonna step back with that left as I do it. And again, we slide out, boom, we collapse, we hit him, and we spiral him down, and we take his glasses off all at one time, just like that. Now, by no means is this an exhaustive list of the things that you could do from any of these positions. You can choose whatever natural body weapon you want. If you have some sort of exterior defensive tool, feel free to use it if you feel as though it needs to be used in this manner. If you wanted to do something completely different and you wanted to hit him this way, if you wanted to just drop one of those sledgehammer punch techniques that we talk about in, feel free to do that. If you were on the outside and you just want to destroy his leg with a knee to the lateral portion of the thigh and then stomp on the ankle while he drops to the floor, feel free to do all these things. The point is, your first goal is not to get hit. Your second goal is to know where you can hit the attacker for maximum output with minimal effort on your part, and then know how to actually hit or with what parts of your body to hit. You always want to hit soft parts of their body with hard parts of your body, and if you're hitting a hard part of their body, try to hit with a softer part of your body, like the palm of your hand. And that's about it. So 3 entries, complete outside, complete inside, or the split entry onto a punch, or it could be, he might have something in his hand, doesn't matter. It's anything that's coming towards you. You can play with these 3 examples, test them out for yourself, do them slow, do them fast, find out which one of these works best for you, and enjoy, train well, train safe. Dave, anything else?
No, I think that's it.
That's it. Great. We'll see you in the next video. And if you need to know more about the punching technique that we talked about, the sledgehammer punch, we'll drop a link to the training course in the description. And that's it. We'll see you next time.